Hey everybody, Troy Devlin here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about breath work. And it's because of a conversation I had the other day with a connection of mine. The gentleman's name is Devin Karps. Anyway, he has a lot of followers on his social media. And so, I'm looking for mentorship. I ask him, hey, are there any topics that come to mind that maybe I could speak to in my next post? And then, maybe I could tag you in the post or whatever, and I could provide value that way. Speaking to some type of fitness related topic. And the gentleman entertained me. I was very grateful. He replied, well, I've found, cold immersion and breath work to be beneficial in my experience. And I thought to myself, I have some sort of embarrassing stories about the cold immersion because I have some experience, but I didn't want to speak to it. But as it pertains to the breath work, this is a very powerful, it's high level stuff. Breath work is high level stuff. And the interesting thing is that we all breathe, but we're not always conscious of how we breathe. Could we agree on that? For example, when you're asleep, are you consciously controlling your breath, or is it just happening when you're sleeping, right? So maybe are there other times when there are other things going on that maybe you're focused on and you're not focusing on your breath? And so then maybe the way you're breathing might not be optimal, and it could be optimized then. So that's really all that I'm asking, and what I'm going to talk about is breath work, and really I'll try to present the what's, whys, and how's on that. So like what it is, and why you'd want to do it and how to do it. And what it is focusing your attention to your breath. Like I said, your attention could be somewhere else, but what breath work is it's the practice of bringing your attention to your breath and noticing it. And why would you want to do that? Well, as I mentioned earlier, there are times you're not aware of your breath and it may not be optimal for performance. And an example of that would be you're hyperventilating. And if you've ever seen like body cam footage of an officer maybe giving someone commands, and the officer is hyperventilating, and you can see the movement in the officer's experience as a result of the hyperventilation. So imagine with all that extra movement. I like to think of all of that movement as chaos. And chaos is created by that stress. And what that is that's an adrenaline response. All right, so our body releases adrenaline, and it alters our perception a little bit, makes things kind of speed up. Okay, so the antidote to that, I would say, would be to slow down a little bit, right? And the other thing is with the breath, right? The breath work. If we're in stressful situations, we can use that breath work as a tool to control our breath. And we're really focusing on bringing it down using these techniques. But it can be powerful, and it can help us create a little bit of calm in the chaos. And that's why. Now, there's a few different ways how. If you're an operator, you're probably familiar with box breathing. And this is a technique that I've found to be very helpful at times, working in law enforcement, having to qualify for various things. These can be very stressful moments because if you don't get the qualification, you can lose your job. So how to do it? Box breathing. It's a 4-count breath. So it would be something like in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And you would count. You would do it just like that. Or you could do it for threes, like if maybe, let's say you were qualifying and you were under a time limit, or maybe let's say you were a little bit out of breath, you could do it for threes, and that might feel a little more comfortable. But it's a counting technique where you're actually counting. There are other breathwork techniques that are a little more simple, where you don't have to count, and the one that I will mention is called the long exhale. And on that one, all that you do is you extend your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale, with the goal of bringing your arousal level from way up here down to here, reducing that chaos a little bit for you. And so the long exhale would be you take a nice breath in through the nose, And you let it out, making sure to extend the exhale longer than the inhale. And on the exhale, what we're picturing is lowering our heart rate a little bit, right? Creating a little bit of peace in the chaos. And that gives us a little bit of space, right? A little bit of that reactionary gap that we like to call it, or we're taking a little bit of a tactical pause. So we're bringing ourselves from a reactive state into more of a creative state where we can think of solutions instead of just reacting, which isn't always helpful. But I hope you have found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching.